Check, check, test, test. Okay, so in this video, I just want to go over a little known. I mean, it does advertise it just does this, but Zoom advertised it does this, but I just haven't really seen anybody post a video about this. I think it's a hidden gem. This Zoom PodTrack P4, it costs about $200, which is about what it costs for a Boss RC5, just a looper. It's a good looper. It has really good recording. The specifications are higher. I think it's at 48 at 28 all the way up to 32. This one's only up 48 to 16, which is CD quality, but it's not as high. It's not as high. But what I wanted to show you on this one, I mean, it sounds good enough for me. I'm just using this to do some couch recording. But what I wanted to explain is that you can record your whatever it is you want to record. It's a pretty small unit too. I mean, this is, let me kind of show you this is my hand. So it's a pretty small unit. If you have like a little tabletop with all your other gear around it, it doesn't take up very much room, very much real estate. That's another reason I do like this little zoom. Check. Okay. And so what I wanted to show is that you can record into this little side here. It's where your iPhone's supposed to plug in, which is kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get a little plug. Okay. So you plug in your input here on the side. Okay. And then that's when you are able to pump in a stereo signal into this PodTrack 4, and it comes out in stereo. If you go in through the microphone in, which is here, it only goes in as mono. But if you have something that's in stereo and there's a lot of panning going on, you can still put two inputs here. But the only bad thing about this Zoom PodTrack 4 is it does not have a left and right a panning feature. These are all mono, which is fine, but you can't pan them. So when you record, it's going to sound mono. But when you take these files out and you put them in something like GarageBand and you pan one left and pan one right, then it's going to come out in true stereo. But it's just not going to sound good when you're recording it. It's just going to sound mono. But then when you play it back, if you can do some editing in your DAW, it's going to sound really good. But I didn't really buy this for that. I bought it for just an input, but I wanted to have multiple tracks. So what I did in this video, which you'll see me do, is you'll see me record onto these pads. And the cool thing about that is that you just go to the pad setting, and you hit enter. And I put the track that I recorded on pad C right here. And when you after you do your first recording, which I'll show you, you can assign that recording to a pad. So this is the WAV file that it turned it into, and you just hit enter, and then when you do that, it'll bring you to the oh man, I messed up. Let me just get out here. So I had already put it on there, and so when I hit the pad, now everything I recorded is going to be on there. Now you can hear what I recorded, and you can hear it's in stereo because when I recorded it, I went in through the side, which I was telling you, and it comes out in true stereo, which is really nice. Another thing about when you're in the sound pad, let me just show you. You can go to the play mode, and then you can go to loop. That way, it'll sit there and loop, and then you can put another track on top of that, which is what I've also done. Um, and what that allows you to do is you're playing back. This is a probably better example. It's a little louder. Let me turn it down. That's another beauty about this little, is you have a separate, for the pad, you have a separate volume, which is really cool. So I'm playing back the second pad, right? And then I'm going to show you in the video where I plugged in other things, and then I had this going. So to record, the good thing is it will record what what you had already had on the WAV file, what's playing out of the pad, and what you're playing at the same time. So now you got 4 tracks that you're recording, and then you can dump that on another one of these pads, so you can have all 4 of those tracks on another pad, and then you can record two more, and then you can dump them on another pad, and so that'll give you like 6. And you can also record into while you're recording those, if you have like a drum sound or a microphone like I'm using right now. And see, I turned myself up. I needed to be a little bit louder, but you can record this. You can record what's on your pad, and then you can record what's coming in over here on the side. So you can have 4 here, and then a true stereo here. So that's 6, and then put it on a pad, and then that's 7, 8 on just one take, and then record that on another pad with 2 more. And the beauty of it is when you're recording from the unit, you're going with exact signal. You're not losing any signal when you record with the pad. And then the other beauty of it is when you go to, and I'm going to show you this also, but when you go to take the card out, or even, this is a really nice unit because you don't even have to take the card out. You can just go here to where the USB port is and plug it into your computer, and it'll come up as a it'll show you the card. It'll be the P4 card, and then when you open that, you'll have all separate files. You'll have this file for the 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of these will have their own file. Each one of these pads will have their own file, and then the side input will have its own file. So it's not like the Boss RC5. Once you do a loop, and then you do another loop, you're pretty much locked into that. You can't change anything. And then when you you can erase a loop after, you can erase a loop, but that's about all you can do. And then when you're done with the RC5, and you look at the WAV file inside of your computer, it's a stereo 2-track, and there's nothing. It's only two tracks. With this one, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the stereo's 5, 6, basically. So you'll get 6 separate tracks, plus any of these that have something on them will be loaded. So you can potentially have 7, 8, 9. So you can have 10 WAV files, and then you can take all those WAV files and put them in your DAW. I use GarageBand, but I know everybody else uses Ableton. But you can dump those WAV files into your DAW, and then you can, for the ones up here, the mono ends, you can pan those. And if you recorded it with some nice panning, it'll come out when you pan channel 1 to the left and channel 2 to the right. This will be a true stereo with your waves, and then it'll come out as a true panned. It's amazing that it does that. And then you can do the same thing with 3 and 4. And it's really good, clean. I mean, when I was very impressed when I heard this for the first time, I couldn't believe how clean it sounds. I mean, the Boss RC5 sounds really good as well, But for some reason, I mean, this thing has, I mean, it's got a preamps in it. I'm using a Shure SM57, and it sounds really clean. Everything that I put into here, I mean, it's crystal clear. I mean, it just sounds really good. If there's any noise or fluttering or anything, it's whatever I put in here. It's not the unit itself. I'm using a Korg mini log, so there's some crazy stuff going on in the background with that one. Let me see if yeah, this is another. See, well, on this one, this is the first recording of the mini log. I did it on, and I put it in this pad, and then I did it again and dumped what was on here. I recorded it onto B, and then I added stuff. See, you can hear that little extra stuff going on, and there's no loss. There's no loss between that when you go over there. So I think this is a little bit more versatile. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more versatile than just a normal looper, then this is a good choice. The only thing that I wish that Zoom would do, and maybe they can fix this with some software or firmware upgrade, I just wish that we could pan these like the way they are, have something in the screen down here where you go to the menu and you can pan 1, pan 2, pan 3, pan 4. If you could pan these, then you'd be getting the true stereo, so you can hear it while you're recording versus having to dump it into a DAW and then pan it left and right in the DAW so that you can hear the difference. So if they can correct it, that'd be great. But you got true stereo here on the side, and you got your ability to put those waves in each one of these. So I think it has a leg up on a normal looper. You have a little bit more control. It thing has great. It has good time. It tells you how long everything is. The batteries are in here. It only takes 2 AA batteries, which is really good. And I've been using this for probably about 5 hours now, and it's getting down to its last bar. So it takes batteries well, but you can when you plug it in right here on the side, if you just plug in your USB-C into your computer, it will, or it doesn't have to be into the computer. You can plug it into a wall adapter, and it'll power this unit up. It'll go into it. It'll power automatically with the USB, so you don't even have to have batteries in it. But I kind of like the flexibility of having batteries because, like I'm saying, I'm recording on my couch right now, so it's really convenient to be able to pull this thing in here and just have a little unit off to the side here while I have my other instrument right here. While I'm doing my thing over here, I'm just looking over here, recording, and then I have all WAV files to work with when I'm done, so that if I'm making a YouTube video, I can really clean it up and do some editing and make sure that that it's a nice video. I don't like putting this junk out there. Maybe I did that in the beginning just because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but the more you do these YouTube type videos, and you want people to subscribe, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. But if you want that kind of stuff, then you have to step up your game. And this is a nice little, it's not too expensive of a way to get into multi-track recording, especially if this is your first multi-tracker. This is, I have the L8, which is the normal, it looks more like a normal mixer. And it's big. It's not that big, but and it has those pads. It has 6 of these, and I learned that lesson using that you could actually record all 6. Actually, there's 8 channels on that one. You can record all 8 and then put it into one of these. And the beauty of this also is you can put in there. You can make an hour-long WAV file. and stick it in here. And when you hit play, it'll do a one shot, or it'll do loop, or whatever you want it to do. But it doesn't have to be like less than 128 beats, like some loopers. You know, you got 128 beats is max on a lot of the loopers. This one, it'll loop, but it can loop an hour long or longer. It just depends on how big your sound card is. I'm not saying people are going to do that, but you don't definitely not caged with this. So I would definitely recommend this for somebody who just lazy like me and just want to make some couch recording, or somebody who's first coming into doing multi-track recording, and on a low budget. $200 I don't think is too bad. So I just here I'm going to go ahead and play some of the things that are recorded, so you can kind of hear and see what I've been doing. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just put something down there in the comments. Again, please subscribe if you would like, or if you want to see something else done with this PodTrack 4, let me know. Thank you very much.